Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Confidence Mindset with Amanda. So in this video, I just want to have a little chat about manifesting. So manifesting, we are always manifesting. We have been manifesting since the day that we were born, and there is no difference to how we are manifesting now than we were before, except that we are more aware of our thoughts now. And when we get into conscious manifesting, for me, conscious manifesting, as I have in my disclaimer, is I have learned it through personal development, personal growth, because if I find that I am not believing in something, or if I find that I have a little bit of a negative story or assumption of something, I work on them beliefs and then I get into my confidence. And then when I get into my confidence, I'm able to think about my manifestation and think, yeah, this is happening. And that's all conscious manifesting is. There's no technique. It doesn't matter if you have negative thoughts. It doesn't matter how you're thinking about your manifestation. Doesn't matter how you're affirming, for me anyway, it doesn't matter how you're affirming. It doesn't matter what way you're getting your mind saturated with that desire. All that matters is that you are saturating your mind with it. But however, you can still be saturating your mind with it and having negative thoughts about it. So what do I mean by this? Well, if before you got into conscious manifesting and you look back over your life and you look back at achievements that you would have had in your life, and things that you would have experienced, getting into a relationship with somebody for the first time, getting a job for the first time, things that you contest that you may have won, getting into studies and achieving your degree, getting your first car for the first time, moving into your own place for the first time. And you would have done all of this without consciously manifesting. You would have had stress maybe because of maybe having to get cars or houses or whatever, anything that you were doing to get what you wanted. But if you don't give up, you always get what you want. And it doesn't matter if you stressed about it, your thoughts, your whole mind was still saturated with this desire that you were in your heart and soul wanting to experience. And because you kept that desire alive by keeping your mind on it, whether you were having intrusive thoughts or not, you still would have experienced it. And this is before you got into conscious manifesting. Now, when we get into conscious manifesting, the reason why we start maybe worrying that we're not going to get what we want is because of the way that we think about things in our mind. So what do I mean by this? Well, when we get into conscious manifesting, we are so aware of our thoughts because we're keeping our mind on a positive psychology mindset. But because we're so aware of our thoughts, we are more aware of the intrusive thoughts that we get now as well too. And when we get intrusive thoughts, we automatically think that it's going to jeopardize our manifestation because we feel like we have to be positive 24/7, and that's not the case. Because I can't tell you how many things that I manifested before I got into my conscious manifesting. And I manifest them through basically stress, I might as well say. Anytime I was really wanting something, I would be stressed or having anxiety about it, wondering if I was ever going to get it. But I always got it. I always got what I wanted in the end. And when I got into conscious manifesting, it was more exciting, obviously, because then you realize that other things that may have went a different way, that it was unfavorable to me. I realized that I could change that then through conscious manifesting, but I could only change that through conscious manifesting by changing the beliefs within me. It doesn't mean that when I get a desire that I'm never going to experience it again just because I didn't change my mindset. It just means that conscious manifesting for me was a personal growth development process, and it still is for me, because we have so many thoughts, and so we have so many different things that are lying in our subconscious mind that we may not even be aware of still. And as we get older, and when we progress in conscious manifesting, sometimes these little beliefs come up. And that's the beauty of conscious manifesting, because we're so much more aware of our thoughts, we can hone in on that belief and we can change it, and then we can change the story and the neurons in our brain so that we don't experience the same things that we were experiencing before that was unfavorable. And that's all conscious manifesting is. And there's no technique, there's no right or wrong way. It doesn't matter if we have intrusive thoughts along the way, we're still going to get what we want because it's the innate desire. We're always going to experience it. And the only time we never really experience what it is that we want is either because we have elevated so much that we want something different, or it's either because we decide then, that like I can't do this, or we just fall, we spiral down and decide then to give up. But even at that, even if we give up, because we had been consciously affirming for so long, it will probably still show up in our reality because that's the way it is. We know that our thoughts create. But I always think that when we have an innate desire, even if we don't even know about conscious manifesting, we're always going to experience it in some time in our life. And this is why then I think when we get into conscious manifesting, there's so much out there, and so much stories and things like I manifested this fast, I manifested this person, and I manifested, like everybody's up there and they're talking about like, times, and they're talking about how they did it, and then people are going on and looking at the stories, and then we are comparing ourselves. That's why I did the video yesterday. Don't compare yourself to others on this manifestation journey, because all our desires are unique to us. We are always going to experience. It's like if you you get into a relationship with somebody and you decide that you're going to have a baby and you're having a child, that child is unique to you. Nobody else is manifesting the same child. Like all our desires are unique to us. And so we have to remember that when we get into conscious manifesting, it's never about the desire that we're manifesting, because if we get an innate desire before we got into conscious manifesting, we would have always experienced it at some time. And we never actually would have even worried about time or anything like that. But because we get into conscious manifesting and we see other people talking about times and what's going on and updates and things like that, because we're looking at that, it's like we're all looking at it all like a competition, like, oh, they manifested this at this time, I'm manifesting the same desire, how come mine's not here? And we get into all this kind of thing and we're comparing ourselves, and there's no reason to do that, because when we get an innate desire for something, if it's truly our desire and we really really want to experience it, we're always going to experience it. And it doesn't matter if we have intrusive thoughts along the way, it doesn't matter if we don't even consciously manifest it. Once we keep our mind saturated with this desire, we're always going to probably experience it, because I know that's happened to me in my life. Anything that I always got what I wanted. Now I know that is actually one of my affirmations now as well too, that I always get what I want. But when I look back at things that before I even consciously manifested, I always got exactly what I wanted. Anything that I really truly knew deep down inside that I wanted, I got, because I never give up on the wanting of it. And I'm not really, I'm not scared to say want, because like, if we are manifesting a desire, it's because we want it. So it doesn't matter how we're even wording things. But when we get into conscious manifesting, we understand that we are changing our mindset, and it's all about how we're saturating our mind with the positive outcomes and all that, and with changing our mindset so that we can experience things that we may not have experienced before. So let's say we get into conscious manifesting because maybe we had a relationship that was unfavorable, and now we don't want to experience that type of thing again. So when we get into conscious manifesting, what are we doing? We're changing our mindset. That's all we're doing. We're changing the neurons in our brain. We're changing the story. We are focusing our affirmations on the story of who we are in a relationship, the story of how relationships have gone for us. Maybe we're revising, we're using affirmations to do that. Or maybe we're manifesting a specific person. So what we're doing is we're picking the version of that specific person that I tell you exists in the quantum field, and we're using our affirmations then to build up the belief. It's all about building up the belief. We're using our affirmations to build up the subconscious mind belief. As I say before, you may not consciously believe it until you see it in your reality, but we're building the beliefs deep down in our subconscious mind, changing those neurons, and we're building that up within. And that's what we're doing when we're manifesting. As I say, for a specific person, if we're manifesting a new relationship and we don't want to experience what we did before, it's all about just changing the whole story, the assumptions, the affirmations, and that is all we're doing when we're consciously manifesting. Yeah, sometimes, yes, it can be good to have guidance, but we don't need guidance because we're always manifesting. When we watch videos and stuff like that, for me anyway, if I do watch videos, I watch them as a motivational point, or I watch them because I just enjoy the content so much, because I love I just love conscious manifesting. And the reason why I love it so much is because we are changing the mindset. You know, we're changing the neurons in our brain. But I always find that there's so much lying within our subconscious mind that we're probably still not even aware of. And when a new kind of thought or belief comes up or whatever, we can change that, and that's exciting, you know. And that's what it is for me as well too, especially when it comes to manifesting now, because now we know that we can maintain it and sustain it and have success with all our manifestations when they come into our reality. And why can we have success when they come into reality? Because we're changing the mindset, we're changing the old story to the new story, we're building confidence in ourselves. That's all we're doing when we're consciously manifesting, is building the confidence within ourselves. It's it's about building that belief, knowing that we can manifest anything that we want. And as we start to affirm for what it is that we want, it shows up in our reality, and that's when we start to believe it more. And then when we do that, then we're telling the subconscious mind that we're believing in it more, and then it shows us more. And this is what we're doing when we're consciously manifesting. So it's never about like having any right or wrong way to manifesting, because there's only one way to do that, and that's just change the mindset. And all we're doing when we, as I say, when we're consciously manifesting, is building the confidence within ourselves so that we can maintain and sustain our manifestations. Because let's face it, we've all manifested loads of things in our life before, and if we lost it, it was really just because we were just not believing in ourselves. We fell down in our confidence, we were maybe not showing up in the best way that we would have wanted to show up, but it all came down to just not believing in ourselves. And so that's all conscious manifesting is. It's just believing in ourselves. You can have anything that you want. It's really it's basically just it's a winning mindset. It's knowing that you're going to get your desire no matter what, even if everything around you says that you're not going to get it. You are focusing on your winning mindset and saying, I have this desire, I want to experience it, and I'm going to experience it. And that's what conscious manifesting is. And our affirmations are there to remind us every day. They're there to saturate our mind, to remind us of our power, to remind us of how worthy and deserving that we are of our desires, to remind us that we are building our confidence, to remind us of how being our authentic selves, our own individual selves. These affirmations are there to remind us that that is who we are coming into, and that is who we are accepting as well too. We are building ourselves up to express our authenticity in society, and to not be afraid of expressing our authenticity in society, and to not be afraid of who we are. That's all it is. It's to build, it's growing the love within. It's raising our frequencies within through the positive affirmations that we are telling ourselves. Like when we get up every day and we're manifesting for things, and we start to saturate our mind with it, after a while of saturating our mind, we start to get excited because we know that it's pressing the subconscious, and we're going to see it in our reality. And that's when our vibration is rising. You know, that's why they say that the love frequency is the highest vibration to get into, because when we are vibrating from that love frequency, we're in that all harmony, all joy, all bliss, all abundant, all giving state of being. And as I say in my channel, that is what our desires are. And when we get the innate desire, we're always going to experience it, whether we are into conscious manifesting or not. So I just wanted to kind of make a little video on manifesting from my perspective. And I talk about it from my journey as well too, because a lot of this anything that I do on my channel is from what I have learned along my way. But however, I'm still learning, and I still affirm for different things when I realize that there may be another belief that I might need to work on. And how I understand this within myself is if I have a manifestation that I'm manifesting and I focus, maybe I feel like I maybe during the manifestation thinking to myself that I'm looking at time, or that I am doubting myself a little bit, I ask myself, okay, what am I feeling in this moment? Like, why am I doubting myself? Is there a reason why I'm doubting myself? Is there a reason why I'm focusing on time? And I get the reason and I affirm for that for a wee while, pull myself out of it, and then I feel a bit better and get back on my manifestation journey, because I know that I'm always going to experience exactly what I want, no matter what, because my desires are unique to me, and it doesn't matter how they come to me, because they always come in the most beautiful way. Anything that I have manifested in my life always came, like when I consciously manifested it as well too, but they come to me in ways that my mind would have never thought it would have happened, if you get what I mean. Like, and look, it's simple type of ways as well too, but sometimes it, like, even when it comes, you're just like, wow, I wouldn't have thought of it that way, like, but it's actually better that it went that way, that type of thing. And that's all we're doing when we're manifesting. It's just building our confidence. And so never worry about whether you're doing it right. Don't worry about other people's stories, because everybody's stories are unique to them, and our stories are unique to us. And we are always going to experience our manifestations as well too, even if we are having negative thoughts about it. Once we have that desire, our mind's always on it anyway. So if our mind is always on it, what you focus on grows, so it's still going to show up in our reality. Now, I know if we have stress and disbeliefs and things like that along the way, how it shows up in our reality can be a little bit more kind of, I should say, hot and cold or whatever, or partial or whatever, but that doesn't matter. You're still going to experience your full on desire once you keep going, and once you recognize that, and once you just change the thoughts. That's all it is. Change your thoughts, affirm, keep your mind saturated on what it is that you want, and you're always going to be experiencing it, because you're always manifesting. And so why wouldn't you want to be manifesting in a positive manner? Why wouldn't you want to be believing in yourself and keeping your thoughts on yourself, and building your confidence every day? If you're always going to be manifesting anyway, always change your thoughts and say, okay, well, I'm always manifesting anyway, so I might as well just think positive about it. Why am I sitting here stressed? I'm always going to get what I want. Like, I know it's really hard. When I first got into conscious manifesting, and that was the biggest thing for me, was to overcome that idea that I couldn't have a negative thought. When I used to get negative thoughts, I would beat myself up about it, and I would, because I'd be so focused on keeping my thoughts positive. And then when I got over that kind of whole thing, which it took me a minute to get over that kind of thing, over that whole idea that I couldn't have a negative thought of it. And even now, sometimes as well too, I do be kind of thinking, like, oh, I have it, if I'm having a bad day or whatever, but I still have to remind myself that I'm human and this is going to happen, and just get back on it, and know that we are always going to experience what it is that we want, because we wouldn't get the desire in the first place. Our desires are meant to be expressed through us, and as I say, they're unique to us, and so we are always, always, always going to experience them. It doesn't matter the circumstances, because we will always experience them no matter what, once it's a true desire. If it's not a true desire, you're going to know it's not a true desire, because you will start to, as you're elevating your mindset in the conscious manifesting community, when you're into conscious manifesting, you're elevating your mindset, because that's all it is. You're building belief and confidence within yourself, and as you do this, then you will know deep down inside whether it is a true desire or not, because you'll either feel oh, I really don't want that anymore, or that type of way, or then you'll feel like, yeah, do want this. So you keep going and manifest into your reality, and even when you don't want it anymore, it can still manifest into your reality as well too. So you're always going to experience what it is that you want. I'm going to leave this video here, because I noticed that it's a little bit longer than usual, but I hope this helps to kind of encourage, really, the anyone on consciously manifesting, because there's no right or wrong way to manifest. There's yeah, you can look for guidance, but you don't need it, because you're always manifesting. All you have to do is just keep your thoughts on what it is that you want, and you're going to see it in your reality. It's just the way that it is. It's always been that way. If you look back over your life, that's the way it's always been. So why should it be any different just because you're in conscious manifesting? So just remember that when you're manifesting, and to keep going on your journey. You're always going to get what you want. And if you have any questions, my email is my email is in the description below, but also if you want me to talk about anything else on this channel, you can comment down below. As I say, nobody needs any guidance or anything like that, but I know it can help for building motivation and things, because I still watch videos on motivation, and I even watch my own videos sometimes too. But like, I do watch videos just to keep my mindset going as well too, because in my reality, there isn't a lot of people that I know that is into this conscious manifesting. And so all I really have is the platforms to come back to when I want to get into my conscious manifesting community. So yeah, like and subscribe if you wish. Thank you so much for your comments, like and subscribe so far. And as I say, if you want me to talk about anything, leave me a comment down below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much.